So I'm just waiting for the audience to come. Anyways, I'll start. So, are you still sleepy? So can we just clap twice? Because just to energize your body. Okay. So how many of you know about the term enterprise architecture? No? TOGAF? You know about TOGAF? Okay. And EAF, that is the Enterprise Architecture Framework? No? Okay. So, in the morning we heard about cloud architects. So, do you know architects and architecture, the relation between them? Yeah? Okay. So, enterprise architects is way beyond the architects what we understand from the technical aspect. So, first thing first, we know that the cup of tea, do you all drink tea? How many cups? 2 or 3? Do you drink tea? Have you had your tea today? Or coffee, to be very precise? Coffee, okay. So here we are going to talk about tea, and to be very specific, it's the Indian tea. So we all know tea is the official IT drink of India, as the black coffee is to US. Additionally, there is a one IT food of the India, official IT food. Do you know? We can cook in 2 minutes. Wow. Hi, thank you. Better bring some audience for me, please. Okay, so what exactly does it take to create a cup of tea? Number of people to create a cup of tea? Don't tell me.
Number of people will consume it.
Consume it, okay.
So
Fine.
we need milk,
Yeah.
sugar, and it can be a tea bag or maybe granular tea.
Okay, but there is a recipe how to create a perfect cup of tea. So we need to understand that recipe as well, which is the core of this session, knowing the recipe out of it. So to prepare a cup of tea requires some gas stove, utensils, recipe of course, ingredients like you said, milk, someone needs masala tea, will take some spices, and a good companion as you mentioned. Yeah? At your age I had many.
Nanak? Yes.
No, this gentleman.
Actually, for software engineers,
Now you are at my age. I'm talking about this age. Okay. So now so far we discussed about how to consume a tea and how to cook it. Now let us evolve and think about you are a big food retail chain and you are going to start a new business selling cup of tea online and obviously in a vessel or container which can keep it warm and taste in that. So how do we do that? How do we go about it? Like any enterprise, how do we go about it? Because in enterprise, it will be a major change. Do you all accept that it will be a major change? Agree?
yes.
Okay. So how many of you run your own business or family business? Any? You run it? Okay. What is your business?
Building material.
Building material. Okay. So, for example, you now want to come down into the real estate and construction business. So that will be a complete change. You will plan for it, right? So any business in the world who would think about selling a tea online or any disruptive business, he need to have a vision statement what they want to do. So the vision for this enterprise would be selling online, selling the cup of tea online. Yes? Next thing is they will create a strategy how can we achieve this vision in particular timeline. So we create a strategy around it. Strategy is followed by some procedures, policies, and that is, how many of you work for corporates? Any IT companies around? Have you seen in our facilities there are lots of policies written and they stick to the walls. Information security policy, fire exit policy. So any enterprise needs to document all these policies. Next thing, you require skills to adhere to those policies. So I am running a company, but I don't have skills to attain that. Obviously, I will do something about it. Either I will hire the skills from outside market, or I will develop those skills in-house. And those businessmen, they know that which is very time efficient, whether developing the skills in-house or outsourcing from outside. Next thing is, I would need equipment. Remember, we are just talking about E, so we need equipment. And have you seen that the large containers, the big enterprises, they create their liquids like PepsiCo or Coke, so they have huge containers. They add some contents into it, some added, some ingredients special, so to keep the taste intact. So it does not get bitter as day passes. So the liquid travels from one state to another, and still the Coke or Thumbs Up tastes like that. Last but not least, they need application system, because we are the IT fraternity. Ultimately, for us, everything comes at a technology. Everything ends at a technology, so they need an application system. And here the disruptive method is selling the tea online. That would require website and mobile app. Fantastic. Anything else? Yes, logistics. So skills you have, equipment you have, recipe you have a vision, you have a strategy to follow the vision. Then you need logistics, payment gateway to get the mobile app rolling, and all that stuff. So this is how you prepare your business to start selling the tea online. But there are lots of things go in between the day they start selling and the day you thought about it. So let us give it a thought again. We think like leaders, but I just want to share a light moment with you. So we were sitting in a cafeteria, we all group of 5. We go into the cafeteria with our boss, and we usually have non-IT chat. Arvind Kejriwal, Mr. Modi, and all that stuff. And Modi and Chai, they are all pretty famous about it. So my boss used to tell me a joke, and we all laugh. Obviously, in the IT industry in India, we all laugh, right? If my boss is telling me a joke, I will definitely, if there is a set mandate, I need to laugh. So what happens? My fellow Arun, he did not. And my boss, just staring at his face, what happened to you? You didn't get the joke? I said, no boss, he's planning to put papers today. So just coming back to the business, now let us think like a leader and what takes an enterprise framework to adopt and to start selling online tea, or rather we make it more generic, to prepare for a transformation. So any business looking for a transformation from the key activities, change management, we call it more generic language, it's change management. They follow a set of rules, set of frameworks, industry is following, and TOGAF, Zachman, SAPSA, those are 2-3 key frameworks being followed across the industry. I'm pretty much, concerned that no one, only one or two have to know about enterprise architecture. There's a huge potential if you get into this domain. It's a consulting domain. You work as a chief architect, and you need to understand the business and the mapping to the IT technology on that. How the systems are related to the business. And this is what an enterprise architect understands, create the relevant artifacts and business models, and put it to the repository down there, which is called as enterprise repository. Pretty simple. So for example, we are going back to the selling of tea. So there will be different domains as well. We need to sell this. And maybe there are few existing domains, we will leverage them for this. Finance, legal, anything else you may wish to highlight? Administration, HR, of course, accounts. And it may happen that a food chain may not have an in-house programmers or developers team. They may wish to outsource, right? So you write down all the capabilities which are required to complete this vision. And then you pick one domain expertise from each area. It may be a consultant as well. You create the vision document, get it approved by CXOs, you formalize them in the meeting, you create the stakeholders mapping. Stakeholder mapping is who needs what. If I create different viewpoints, a viewpoint is finance need to understand how the monetary transaction will take place, when the reconciliation will happen, what are the kind of disputes that those can be raised. So all that stuff that depends on, and everything is documented and kept in a secure place where only the stakeholders have access. This is called creation of enterprise architecture. So we create documents, we create diagrams, we create schematics. So have you seen any IT architecture, logical architecture diagram? We create it for applications as well, right? We create database, web servers, user, and we create the workflow like HTTP requests coming in, application Java servlet applets are working, JDBC calls to database, fetching the information. So this is the logical architecture. So in the preparation of enterprise architecture, we create lots of diagrams, lots of documentations, procedure, policies, who will do what, and these are called scope of work, SOW, for each and every stakeholder. Now, we divide the capabilities and we assign the different SOWs with every capability. Finance has one capability. He has the ownership of getting to design the complete transaction workflow. Administration has the complete ownership of managing the logistics. Legal or security has the complete ownership of managing the security of the information security of the complete transaction. So these are the few capabilities I explained, which are very much documented in the enterprise architecture. So we have now I just discussed about what is enterprise architecture. Now we will talk about what is enterprise architecture framework. A framework basically is a set of principles which define how an enterprise architecture has to be created and maintained. We all know versioning. We use Subversion as the version control for your programs. Okay. So similarly, we keep one version for one piece of work. Upgrade 1.2 means I have some enhancement. So I created 1.0 architecture for normal cup of tea. I will create 1.2 for masala tea. 1.3 may be green tea. So I create variants, and remember the solution evolved. They evolved from niche to generic. For example, 20 years back, having email was a niche solution. Very few of the companies or enterprises had email IDs. But today, it is a set mandate. It has become the de facto standard of communications. So you talk to any company, you ask them, what is your email ID? So solution evolved as the time passes by and as the adaptability of the solution gets widespread in the world. Similarly, enterprise architecture, keep a tab on that as well. It creates different versions and variants, and it provides the framework. Okay, you need security module. These are the 5 generic practices that industry follow. You should have a firewall, you should have a router, you should have, maybe host intrusion prevention systems, anything else. So that comes in the security domain. If I talk about underlying server infrastructure, then they say now cloud is the de facto standard, virtualization is next. You can do infrastructure monitoring by automated tools, something like that. So every de facto standard, enterprise architecture framework keeps tab on it, and whatever you need. So it's basically an industry reference guide. There is a tool by which we have the enterprise repository within our organization. We pick best of the practices, we customize it, all the documenting, and then we keep it in our own repository set, which is called My Enterprise Architecture. My way of doing the things, and which gets approved by the company's senior management. So this was the simpler version of enterprise architecture and enterprise architecture framework. So during the creation of enterprise architecture, we create lots of kind of documents, as I explained, and these all documents, set of documents are called artifacts. So artifacts means that you are creating something related to business. It is approved document. Everyone in the organization has a common view and common acceptance to that, and you store into the central repository. It is a ready reference document. It is readily available to all the respective stakeholders. Yes, please. Can you come? Yes.
Enterprise architect basically defines some generic solutions for those capabilities. So I just want to know that how come as a one single enterprise architect, how can you define these capabilities for different areas like security?
That is what I am. Yeah. So first of all, there is a software which fetches the industry's repository for your use. Now this software, there is lots of RT made as the one. So there are free to use reference models that in software will be called open source. So they are free to use. You fetch them, you customize it according to them. What is your organization's need? So it is based on your need. You create and edit the document. But as I said, one chief architect is there, and then there are the domain architects reporting into this chief architect. Chief architect, he is kind of jack of all. He understands the business and the interrelated functions. And the respective architects, like one technology architect, one application architect, one finance, one legal, we call it SME as well, if not architect. But architect, because they create the workflows. How things happen, how the data exchange is happening between them. They create viewpoints so that all stakeholders are, CFO is satisfied, CEO is satisfied, CEO is satisfied. So that is how one organization adopts the industry practices, customize it, creating its own repository. That is called enterprise repository. So that is how one guy touched down again, because he has a team of different stakeholders.
So solution evolution. So solution evolution cycle I explained. Email was a niche. Now it is very generic. So solutions have evolved from left to right hand. This is the architecture as per the TOGAF theory. This is the development method. So how do you develop an enterprise architecture? In the planning phase, you define the organization strategy. I want to sell the tea online. In architecture vision, you create new strategies around that vision, or you edit the existing one which gets impacted by having new vision. And then in B, you create the business scenarios. Scenario 1, we will sell online within 10 kilometer range. Scenario 2, we will just sell if there between 3 to 5 will take orders, so all customizations. Then C is the data systems, how the information will flow. Detailed architectures and different diagrams are created at this moment. D is the technology, where we talk about infrastructure, on which server, which data center, which platform will keep it. E is opportunities. So by freezing the architecture, there are different projects come into place. First, I have to buy the hardware. We have to outsource the application development. We have to create new utensils. We have to hire new skills. So all that stuff, this is the call of enterprise architecture, and that is why we focus on E, which is very much important phase. We list down all the projects, what importance versus value, and we figure out which is the most important and we'll take it first. So for example, I can still talk about who will manage my server. So that I can get that delayed. But I need to procure the servers first, have my application running on it. So that takes the precedence, and that is how I pick the first project first, that is buying new servers. Next, we do the granular level project planning, that is where your PNP or Prince frameworks come into picture. So you see the project management is a very, very small part of this word, which is the module F. Next is the implementation governance. Now what happens? It is please come again. Yeah, F. So next is implementation governance. So what happens is, it is not the implementation which project manager is running. It is the governance of architecture. You decided that we will have voice over IP based telephony system in place, and it was designed like that. Now what happened? When you procured the service, due to the financial issues, due to other issues, you decided, okay, let us go to the normal PSTN telephony. But it may beat the purpose, it may create disturbance in the overall architecture and understanding somewhere, where you need to have telephony guys sitting over there waiting for the telephones to come, and then they will do the order booking. So architect will govern the architecture, it is that governance. And then how do you manage the change of the complete architecture? And in the center it is the requirement. So one phase satisfies some requirements and creates new requirements for the next phase. So that is why the requirement management is kept in the center, because it touches down every phase of the enterprise architecture development.